Shalom. First and foremost, I like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostle elders, a great millstone who rule well. And salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shati from the Chicago camp coming back to you with what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. And this is going to be in response to a video I saw in my YouTube feed with Dave Hodges on the Common Sense Show, and it's entitled Mainstream Media Declares Parents as the Enemy. Now, I haven't seen this video yet, but I'm sure it's going to be very interesting. So let's see what Dave has to say for this quick 3.5, 4 minutes, and then we'll get some scripture.
Six four six 5347 877 646 5347. To continue on our opening statement, the mainstream media has declared war on the parents of America. The talking points: these parents are domestic terrorists at school boards. They're using insidious threats. And I saw some of the things they played. And then I found something that was disingenuous on the part of MSNBC. They had a woman say, "You're going to do this to our kids." And they were talking about critical race theory. "You're going to do this to our kids. We know where you're at. We're coming for you." And they cut off that part of the speech there. But then I found the rest of this person's statement. She made that threat and blended it right into a political threat, which is completely legal. I can come after your position. I can recall you. I can vote against you. They cut that out to make it look like it was a threat when it wasn't on MSNBC, a physical threat. And then they showed this other one. They were talking about perverted curriculum. When you got sex acts that would make me blush in discussing publicly, I don't think they should be shown to kindergartens and first graders. Do you agree? I think we all agree. At least normal people agree. And this one lady was going off. She said, "You," pointing to the school board member, "are a child abuser. You are a child abuser. You are a child abuser." She went through all 5 members. That's not a threat. And by the way, it's not even actionable under libel because this woman believes that. And to successfully sue a common person by a public figure, the public figure has to prove that the common person knew they were lying at the time they said it. And when you're teaching perverse sex acts or sex acts that don't belong in discussions with young children, that parent's entitled to that opinion, and a libel lawsuit would not be successful. So this is really disgusting that they took that comment and said they're threatening the school board members and that's why they're domestic terrorists. Huh? Excuse me, no. Parents pay for the schools. That's their kids. They have the right to see it's in the curriculum and they have a voice. It's called a political process, called electing a school board, but not at MSNBC. And then they said, was it on CNBC and then also CNN, there are groups that are telling parents to go to the school boards and get after those members. Okay, that's nothing wrong with that, although I've not seen that at all. And I have seen probably 100 school board videos. Nowhere are the Proud Boys in evidence. And if they were, they have a right to be if they have kids in the school or they have concerns about curriculum in schools that they pay taxes on. Being a member of a group does not prohibit you from coming forward to speak, but I've not seen any Proud Boys. That was an abject lie. These people are lying. They're vilifying parents who are pursuing First Amendment rights, concerns about their children, and really what I think is abusive behavior on the part of some school boards. They have a right to do what they're doing. They don't have a right to personally threaten, but they have a right to threaten position. And according to the mainstream media, they don't. That makes them terrorists. You decide. That's it for the Common Sense Show.
And there you have it. The attack. One more aspect where the government is attacking the family unit. And I'm sure many brothers in the truth have read this book by William Cooper called Behold a Pale Horse. And in the very first chapter of his book, I don't know what that is, the very first chapter in his book, it's entitled Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars. And in that chapter, he explains how everything that they want to accomplish in this world to bring about the New World Order or the Great Reset, these things cannot be accomplished unless they break up the family unit. The unity of the family unit is the most critical thing in this entire country. And they knew that if they can break that, then everything else would come easily. And this is just another aspect. I believe there was a politician that said, if you give us like 1 or 2 generations of children, we can pretty much destroy all, basically all the hard work and values that generations before put into play. Okay. And see, this is just an item, as I said before, to further divide, because they know that if a family is still intact, then there are certain things that the child will not go for. I'm gonna get that Matthew 10 later. I'm actually gonna get this first. I wasn't trying to get this, but train up a child. Proverbs 22:6. And it says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. So if you have a strong, unified family unit that's teaching their child according to this country's philosophy, you know, the moral upright thing, but especially if you're an Israelite family, a strong, united Israelite family, you're teaching your child the law, statutes, and commandments of the Bible, how to conduct yourself as a prince of the power, then that can withstand anything. But see, now we're at a point where as the scripture says, the wiles of the devil have through time slowly chipped away at the fundamental structure of the family. And now the school system is also playing its part, because see, one huge thing that broke up the family was feminism, because it kicked the male out the house. And see, now you're talking about, okay, now a woman wants a job, and even if she keeps her man, now the man has to have a job. So you have 2 parents that are out working. So now it's left up to the child to be raised by the school. The school is now the parent. The government is now the parent. And you heard what Dave said. Now they got schools where you got some transformer teaching little children about, should you be a man or should you be a girl? And it's okay to, I don't even want to say it, but nonetheless, very perverse acts. And see, these things are causing dissension amongst family members and within governments and all other aspects of life. And see, that's how we get back to this Matthew 10. And Matthew 10 and 34. And it says, think not that I have come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. And we all know what a sword does. A sword tears apart anything. It puts it into a section. What was once whole is now not whole. And it says, for I come to set a man at variance against father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's foe shall be they of his own household. And that's what you have due to this indoctrination of these schools, teaching these children that it's okay to be a part of the pink elephant rainbow crew, that it's okay to be woke. These parents send their children off to school, and the next thing you know, 4 years later, they come back and they're just like, who the hell is this? This is not somebody I raised. This is a totally different being. And this is why you have parents snitching on children, children snitching on parent, as spoken of in what's that, 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter, being unthankful, unholy, lacking all natural affections, heady, high-minded, what's that, lovers of themselves. Yeah. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, betraying your own family members. It says heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Most High. And this is what these schools teach children to do in these public indoctrination camps. They're causing more separation, more division. And it's eventually going to get to a point. I don't know if you all have seen this movie. It was a while back with Christian Bale. But this tactic reminds me of Equilibrium, where you didn't have school, sort of say. All the children sat home in front of the television because now they're, with things that are going on with the teachers and parents getting frustrated about school. The only option is going to be remote learning. And in the movie Equilibrium, all the children were indoctrinated by the TV. There was no other outlet or form of education but that TV. And there was only one person talking all the time, 24 hours a day. And this is what we're going to have in the very near future, a future where parents are eventually just going to homeschool, just take their children out of school, period, or just leave them in there to be further indoctrinated. It's funny how in these last times, real life is starting to imitate art. So that's all I wanted to say on this. I hope you all were edified. Until the next time, we're going to say shalom.